Will Kat Matlala's self-appointed Ozempic girlfriend enjoy Pitt's prison food soon? Is another South African police commissioner facing criminal charges? And does this mean that our criminal justice system has finally turned the corner? And could there be repercussions for politicians and senior civil servants? Let's get stuck in. Let's start off with the big surprise recently when 12 senior police officers were arrested as a result of the revelations made at the Madlanga Commission. There was a massive operation which saw investigators descend on the police headquarters, Waghuis, in Pretoria, and arrest an impressive array of brass. People with many castles on their epaulets and many stars were suddenly driven away in police vans. And included amongst the senior police officials was Brigadier Rachel Macheng, the woman who claimed that she wasn't actually being bribed by Kat Matlala. She was, in fact, Kat Matlala's girlfriend, although there was no evidence to prove that. And the money she got wasn't a bribe, it was girlfriend fees. And the Ozempic was just a sign of Matlala's affection for her new svelte body. In addition to Brigadier Macheng, who else was arrested? Well, we had, and he has an impressive number of ranked policemen, Major General Busisiwe Temba, Brigadier Kirsty Jonker, retired Brigadier Petunia Lenono, Brigadier Offense Tlaule, Brigadier Alpheus Ngema, Brigadier Patrick Netengwe, Colonel Tumahole Maleka, or Tomisho Maleka, I should say, Colonel Nonjabula Ngadi, Colonel Anton Paulson, Colonel Johannes Monyai, and Captain Brian Cartwright. Now, we have to start off by saying that these are very, very senior people. And they are not earning, they are not Constable Abel earning small amounts of money. These people earn probably bigger salaries than you and I that are watching this show. But yet they chose to augment their salaries by aiding and abetting criminality. And in just about every one of the cases, it's linked to this SAPS tender that Kat Matlala got for 360 million rand. I'm surprised that Kat Matlala would have had any money at all at the end of this all. But in any case, it was clearly a worthwhile venture. There was even reports of one of those big brass arrests trying to slink out of the building only to be caught elsewhere. So these are not exactly the finest people that we have. And once again, we've got to ask the question, what kind of people are appointing these people into those senior positions? Because I think that once these investigations start, they shouldn't stop. If somebody has decided that this person should be a general, and yet they're stealing money and aiding and abetting a criminal, how do they make it all the way up to the ranks, to that of general? Surely a question mark should be laid at the door at the person who thought it was a good idea to promote them all the way up there. Included in the people arrested, very, very important person, was the managing director of Medicare 24, James Murray. This was the guy who made his vehicle, Medicare 24, his company, available to be the sort of shield, this thing that gave Kat Matlala's tender an air of respectability, as if this was part of Medicare 24. You add 24, it sounds like something that's backed in by Stellenbosch. Medicare, these are wonderful words that, this isn't the usual tender rigging thing, which, where it's like JetBlue 365, that kind of thing. No, this was done in a very sophisticated way. And if it wasn't for that vehicle, it would have been so much more difficult for Kat Matlala to secure his 360 million rand tender. How did they do it? Well, they made sure that the other companies tendering didn't get it. So they would change the timeline, shorten the timeline. In other words, everybody's expecting that your tender has to be in by the end of the month, but they just changed the date to tomorrow. and that you missed the tender date. They don't sort of, that notification comes later. They did all kinds of tricks. That's why there's so many people involved. And it just shows that very senior police officers were available to be corrupted. Now, it seems like out of that group of 12, which is sort of shades of the Sergeant Nkosi situation, which we followed in the Madlanga Commission, where the linchpin, the person who seemed to be doing most of the work in getting this group of thieves together, was in fact the lowest in rank on that list, and his name is that Captain Brian Cartwright. He seemed to be the guy who was going to each and every one of those people and explaining to them why they should be part of this group of thieves that would then help Matlala get this tender. Incidentally, one should also mention that under the same case, the already arrested Cat Matlala was rearrested. In other words, he was being held in custody for trying to kill his mistress. But now this has been added to it, so added to the list of things to do. So he doesn't seem to be as politically connected enough as, say, Katiso Molefe is, who got bail. So Cat Matlala has been transferred to another prison, and it looks like the wheels of justice are starting to reluctantly turn. Yeah, it's like an old machine that hasn't been used for years. The wheels are there, but they're rusted, and now you kind of grease them, and hopefully they just start turning. In another very surprising development, our National Police Commissioner, Fani Masemola, the nation's highest-ranking police officer, is now also facing criminal prosecution. He's going to appear in court on the 21st of April, and it's not clear exactly what charges he will face because, you must remember that in South Africa, we've got a golden rule. The golden rule is that you and I are adult enough to pay our taxes, but we are not adult enough to know the details of who's stealing our money or who's being charged for what particular crime. So, our politicians don't trust us at all. We yet to see the first interim report that came out of the Madlanga Commission, and I've no doubt that the president will take the next report from the Madlanga Commission and stitch it into his couch. So we are not adult enough to know why the most senior policeman, the top cop in the country, is about to be in court facing charges. The speculation are that the charges leveled against the guy have to do with basically contravening the many acts, including the PFMA, the Public Financial Management Act, which means that as the chief ultimate financial officer of the South African Police Service, it was his duty to make sure that money is not flagrantly wasted, and it's going to be very hard for him to prove that he was doing his job or didn't know, because he was alerted to this dodgy tender and took 54 days to write a letter to say, can we please have a look into this tender because it does look extremely questionable. So General Fani Masemola will join our rogues gallery of police commissioners who have either been criminally charged or resigned in disgrace. We remember Jackie Salibi, we remember Khomotso Pahlani, we remember Becky Tele, who signed property deals that suited his mates. We remember Ria Piecha, who killed people in Marikana. These are all police commissioners who weren't very good at their job. Does this mean that perhaps the next appointed police commissioner might be somebody who is, you never know, might be good at their job. They might actually be out there to stop crime. You never know. This is South Africa. We are alive with possibilities. And there is definitely a possibility that we end up with a police commissioner who enjoys doing policing. So it is in most countries, this is bombshell news. If this happened in any other first world country, and I know we shouldn't compare ourselves to first world countries, if this happened in America, it would be all over the news and we'd know the details of the person and the crimes that he's been accused of. if it happened in the United Kingdom. It would be all over satellite television, and we would know more about what's happening in those countries than what we do in our country. But hey, that is just the way it is, and we just can't help noticing that we've had 2 batches of arrests. 9 people were arrested at the start of the year after the initial report came out from the Madlanga Commission, and largely that was related to the criminality in Ekurhuleni. Remember our favorite city manager, Imogen Mashazi, our favorite policeman, Julius Umkhonazi, and all of the crimes and malfeasance that they committed, which was unearthed at the commission. Now we see 12 more people being arrested, and this is linked to this big medical tender that Kat Matlala got at, through the South African Police Service. What we haven't seen is the arrest of other people who have appeared before the commission, who clearly have questions to answer, who have clearly, cannot live the lives they live on a police salary. Shadrach Sibiya, Fani and Nkosi. There are many of them. They've appeared. We've reported on them, right? And the question is, at what point do the untouchables become touchable? It seems like you can take a whole lot of backroom people. Generally, these are people that just made sure that once the crime was conceived, that it actually got to fruition. But these weren't the people conceiving the crimes. Those people are untouchable. Now the Madlanga Commission seems to be unafraid to hold people to account, unless they are Katiso Molefe and Morgan Maumela or anybody in senior political office. So maybe this break will give the commission the chance to go out there, toughen up a little bit, and call the rest of the people that should be called to account. And how about the crime that started all of this? The Tembisa hospital theft and the killing of Babita Deokaran. This is really what got things going. And yeah, if you just do some simple mental arithmetic, it's alleged that 2 billion rand was stolen from Tembisa Hospital. That is about 5 times, more than 5 times, nearly 6 times the amount of money that Kat Matlala got from his Medicare 24 Tshwane district tender with SAPS. So it's a considerably bigger crime. It took 12 people to help him that we know of, and we know of more, that helped to facilitate this crime of getting the SAPS tender. Can you imagine how many people were involved in making sure that the Tembisa hospital could be looted? Who manages that? Well, ultimately, it's managed by the Gauteng government. Well, I don't know about you. I follow this really closely so that I can report it to you. I haven't heard about one Gauteng government official that's being held to account. Many of them live lives they could never afford on their salaries. But at some point, we've got to know that the criminal syndicates, much like with the SAPS tender, needed help within SAPS in order to steal their money. Surely they needed help from within the Tembisa hospital and the government health sector to have committed those crimes. But yet, not one government official has been called to the Madlanga Commission. Not one politician. I can't believe it. Was this just some clever crime from the outside? Really? Babita Deokaran was gunned down outside of her house because she raised the question. And according to the commission, they can unearth crimes in Ekurhuleni, they can unearth crimes in SAPS, but there's no crime at Tembisa Hospital? Somebody is not doing their job. I don't know whether this is on purpose or by accident, but we are not going to let this go. We need to find out why the Tembisa Hospital crime, which is infinitely bigger, is not being investigated. We'll keep on raising the issues so that people there who perhaps are unaware of what is happening in their own municipality become aware. Let's remember, South Africa is turning a corner. It is turning a corner. Police, senior police people are going to face a judge. They were paraded in front of the judge yesterday. This is progress, people, and it is the people who continue to steal that are out of line. We're not going to stop them overnight, but it has already begun. And I am quite hopeful as I sit here as frustrated as all hell. Thank you for joining us today. Please subscribe to The Political Insider. We'll see you again soon.